r/TalesFromRetail, episode 38. Customer tried to steal a computer and TV in one of the most brazen ways I've ever seen. This happened about 6 years ago, at one of America's largest retail chains. I was fairly new to retail at this time, still young enough to believe in the good in people. I was monitoring our 4 self-checkout registers. A woman comes up with a computer and TV in the box. My initial reaction was me thinking why anybody would come over to self-checkout to scan those items, as we didn't have hand scanners at this time over there. You either had to hover the barcode over the scanning plate or you needed somebody like me to type in the UPCN serial numbers for both items. So, I go over and type in the numbers, and all seems well. A few moments later I see some error message on my screen I'm standing behind that I couldn't interpret. I didn't know what it was saying. I had never seen this before, but it did mention the items were voided off. I thought it might have been a simple void she did, which I always need to approve on self-checkout, which annoyed me because I took the time to type in the UPCN serial for both items and she suddenly doesn't want them. Turns out she did want the items. I go over to the woman and ask what's up, and she says she didn't know, but she used her credit card and it said the transaction went through. Not likely since no receipt came out, but she mentioned she didn't even need it for a computer and TV. Are you dumb? She kept insisting the transaction went through. Not knowing what to do, I call a customer service manager over to sort through this problem. The customer tells the CSM the same thing, and the CSM says she needs to go into the cash office and check the transaction logs for that self-checkout to see if it really went through or not. Keep in mind throughout all this the customer is using a, now known, not at the time, technique of acting super busy by repeatedly saying I'm going to be late to pick up my daughter, which not knowing that kind of tactic still made me think of buys a TV and computer when they are that pressed for time. Manager reiterates she needs to check the transaction logs and she would be back in a few minutes. Customer is annoyed, but the manager walks off to do that. The entire time she is in the cash office this woman is going on about how it went through, and after a minute she asks me if she can call her credit card company to see if they say it went through. I didn't confirm their response would mean she could up and leave, but I said she is free to do so. So, she takes out her phone, calls a number, and without even being asked any identifying information gets a rep on the line in record time. She tells me the rep says it went through and asks if I'd like to speak to them. Not wanting to get involved with her personal financial stuff, I declined to take the phone in one of the biggest regrets of my life, because I'd kill to see what they would say on the other line, as it clearly was not a credit card company. She hangs up and now keeps on going. They said it was fine. Can I go? And I state not until the manager gets back. So, after what seemed like an eternity of listening to this woman go on and on about needing to pick up her daughter, calling her CC company, asking if she is good to go, etc., my manager comes out. She explains there was no transaction in the log of her purchase and asks to see her card. She takes one look and says it didn't go through because it is expired, and points. The customer, realizing they truly were defeated, angrily mumbles something like fine, I guess I won't be buying these things today, which of course was no problem for us, and storms off, leaving us baffled. So, in short, woman tries to buy a TV and computer through self-checkout during payment. The register freaks out giving us an unintelligible message I've never seen before or since. Manager goes to check transaction logs. Customer the entire time is squirming like a worm trying to leave. Calls her credit card company and they say she was charged. I still don't let her leave. Manager comes back, confirms nothing went through and discovers her card is actually expired. Customer bolts. I just asked where she bought them from. I've been lurking this sub for a long time, but didn't expect to ever have to post on it. This happened to me at work yesterday. I work in a very popular high street opticians on the shop floor. Some of our stores have labs where we cut the lenses for glasses. Ours does not. It's in our sister store. This is semi-important, I suppose, later. I walked over to a middle-aged couple yesterday who were browsing the rimless frames and asked if there was anything I could to help. They wanted to know if they bought a rimless frame, could they have the lenses cut to a different size, the size of her current frames. I had a pretty good idea that the answer would be no, but said I would phone our lab to find out. At least she'd think I was being helpful, I guess. They told me that basically they can only order lenses in certain sizes. If her current lenses are our brand, then we can just order that size and put it in the new frame. Hopefully I'm making sense. I went back to the lady and asked her if they were our brand and tried to explain. She goes off. How is where I bought it relevant me? If it's one of our frames, we have the template for the lens. Well, it's really none of your business where I got them from. You can either do it or you can't. Me, in that case, I'm sorry but we can't. But insert London branch have no problems doing it? Me, then with all due respect I recommend you go to the London branch. I could, and probably should have, explained why they might be able to do it, but at that point I was over the way she was speaking to me, and was in no mood to help her, and I don't think she was open to being helped either. Being banned from the store doesn't mean come in a few months later like nothing happened. I work in a petrol station in the UK, and near the start of this year we had to ban 2 weenheads from coming onto the property, not just inside the shop. These guys are both underage, probably about 15, and one of them has about 5 teeth. We'd had hassle with them using the forecourt as a skate park for their bikes for a while, and they'd been told multiple times to stop harassing customers. One day, they started sitting on a container outside the window, and were peeking into where the tillies, so my coworker had enough, and told them they had to leave, or the police would be called. They weren't happy with that, and gave him a lot of cheek, and were being generally aggressive. So my coworker decided to ban them completely, not just the move along that he'd just told them. They left, but tried to come back a fair amount, being told no each time. Then one day a woman who lives across the road came over and said that the boys had smashed her car window after she told them to stop using the parking spaces as a skate park. She asked that, if we saw them, to phone the police. Of course, they came in about 15 minutes before my shift finished that day. I had to think quickly. My choices were either 1, tell them to leave and have them cycle away, or 2, serve them and then phone the police while they were hanging around outside. I decided option 2 would be best to help this woman out. So I served them, and just as they walked out, a coworker arrived for the evening shift. I told her my plan and went to get the phone as they came back in. She for some reason decided to tell them to leave. So they did, kicking the door on their way out, smashing it, and cycling away as fast as their skinny legs could manage. We phoned the police, and they were well known to the police, but were never caught. Fast forward to today. They came in while the shop was busy, and I was serving customers. I saw them, and was immediately nervous. They'd kicked the door when told no by a more menacing coworker, so who knows what they'd do to me, a 5'3" skinny guy. I kept an eye on them through the cameras while serving other customers. When they came up to the till, I took the stuff they were hoping to buy and told they that they had to leave, all with one hand on the panic button just in case. They of course complained, so I just passed off the blame to someone who isn't within punching distance, or even in the shop, the manager. It ain't my decision, I'm just following orders, I tell them, to which they reply, but we've no been here in months, surely it doesn't matter? I can't remember what I said next, but one of them said to the other, I can't believe you smashing the door got me banged too. Like yes? Even though the tall guy was the one who smashed the door, the short guy was by far more verbally aggressive to me and my coworkers. In the end I didn't phone the police, as they cycled away, before I could find the paperwork with the police incident number on it. I did leave a note for my coworkers though, to let them know that these guys were about again, after we hadn't seen them in months. It's not false advertising. Policy at my store has always been we could only change prices on items that were in the ad if they rang up wrong. When we went to digital coupons, because we have so many elderly customers, our DM said if it's in the ad, we could give them the digital coupon price. Well, People started taking advantage of it and demanding we give them the digital coupon if there was a sign. There was recently some major changes in positions at the corporate level. Along with new people being in charge and senior employees being in different positions came some policy changes. One policy change was back to only if it's in the ad for any and all price changes, including digital coupons. Signs are posted on all registers and at the service desk stating this, along with stating all digital coupons are available on the app and to see a member of management for any help with the app. I'm at the express register when a lady comes up and starts handing me items saying *THERE' a digital coupon for this, etc. while digging through her cart. Me, okay, let's get everything out of your cart first and scan your rewards card, so your digital coupons will be taken off at the end. Lady *HUFFS at ME *me, BTW ma'am, this is the express lane for small purchases of 15 or less. Since I'm not busy at this moment, I will take it this time, but for future reference, a purchase of this size needs to be taken to registers 1 to 4, 5, and 6 are not set up for a purchase of this size. Lady *A more disgusted, scoff at ME * as I start scanning her items. She looks at me and asks where my monitor is so she can see what everything is ringing up. Me, I'm sorry but we don't have monitors on Express since it's for small purchases. Lady, well how am I supposed to see what you're scanning so I can tell you when to add the digital coupons? Me, do you have the digital coupons downloaded to your card? Lady, no. I don't have one of them smartphones or a computer. Me, well, I can give you the digital coupons for items you bought that are in the ad, but not anything else. Lady, since when? Are you new? They have always just given me the digital coupons when I told them there was one. Me, no, I'm not new. I have been here for years, and I'm a customer service lead. We have been told by corporate to go back to policy of only items in the ad, get a price adjustment, and that includes the digital coupons. Lady, where does it say that? I want to see it in writing. Me, *POINTS to bright pink sign on the side of the register. It's posted on all registers and at the customer service desk. Lady, so you're saying you have these signs saying it's a certain price if you have the digital coupon, but you can't give me the digital coupon price? That's false advertising. Me, ma'am, it's not false advertising. There are 3 prices on each tag. The regular price, the sale price with a rewards card, and then the price with the digital coupon. You can't get sale prices without a rewards card, right? The digital coupons are additional savings added to your rewards card, but you have to download them to get the additional savings. This went back and forth a few times with her getting louder each time about it being false advertising. Finally the coworker I was covering for came back from break. She happens to be another customer service lead that happened to be scheduled as a cashier instead of manager that day. She sees the frustration on my face and listens for a minute. She finally interjects with centimeters, ma'am. It's not false advertising. The tags are basically advertising the app and the digital coupons you can get on the app. Either way, we are still covered because of the fine print in our ad and on our website. We are just glorified cashiers with lead on our name tags. We have nothing to do with policies or pricing, but have to be the ones to enforce the policies. Lady, I don't really care about any of that. It's false advertising, and I'm talking to a lawyer about it, and corporate will be hearing from me about you too. I want your names. Me, and we can no longer talk to you or serve you. You will now have to wait for our department leader and the store leader to come check you out. Another policy is once lawsuits and lawyers are mentioned, no one is allowed to handle the situation except for them. Please feel free to step over to the service desk and wait for them. With that, we walked away, and she was still yelling at us *IT' false advertising, *I clocked out after telling the bosses what was up. Coworker told me today lady left pissed because store leader gave a card with corporate legal phone number and refused her purchase after about 10 minutes of her screaming about false advertising. Media might go out of my way to help a customer and she accuses me of being a liar *reposting because I did it improperly the first time. First post on this sub. So up until last year I used to work at a shop famous for selling candles and body products, typically in mall locations. It was shortly after the holiday season when we have one of our semi-annual sales. The products at these sales are usually random and items left over from the fall/winter seasons to make room for spring products. A woman and her friend come in looking for a specific lotion on sale, one of our Christmas scents. I knew we didn't have any on the floor and told her we don't have any here in the store ma'am, but I can double check. She scoffed and complained that it wasn't available. She was quite rude and I was taken aback, but I checked in our back room and when I couldn't find it, left the store and went to our off-site storage room on the other side of the mall. Luckily, I found a box, so I brought it back thinking she'd be happy to have it. I handed the product to another associate because I didn't want to directly deal with her. My coworker goes out with a box and opens it to show her we have some product left. The employee, rather than being happy, exclaimed, "Oh, so you do have some." I knew that other girl over there was lying while directly pointing to me. At this point I didn't want to deal with it and let it slide. When these women came up to the register, I was up there as well helping ring people up. They were at a different cashier, and while they were checking out, they loudly complained about how I was lying and had horrible customer service after I had gone out of my way to check all of our storage locations for that specific product, which I'm not required to do when the store is busy, BTW. At this point, her dirty glares and offhanded remarks got the best of me, so I walked up to the register she was at. I tried to explain that I checked all of locations for lotion and we didn't have any on hand, which is what I had told her, but then afterwards I went to our off-site location to continue to look, which is why I was able to find some. She got even louder and said, "You're not the one who helped me at all. This other young lady brought me the product I actually wanted while you wasted my time. What's wrong with customer service?" I ended up getting angry and red in the face, so I just said, "Have a great day," and walked to the back room to cool off while she continued to berate me. This was one of my last shifts there before I started my new, non-retail job, and I'd never confronted an employee like that. I don't regret it, but a sense of entitlement and mean-spirited ramblings still irk me.